back to the Diabetic Diet Show. Hi everyone! Today's show is Catanzaro Beef Pasta with spinach. This is going to be a really good meal. It's quick, simple, easy, but we use the basic ingredients. Pick a pasta of your liking. You're going to need some garlic. I like to use 3 cloves. Tomato sauce, tomato paste, your choice. I happen to get a tomato sauce that's already has seasoning in it. It has basil, garlic, and oregano, and I really like this, although I'll put a little bit more in. Of course, the usual salt and pepper, and maybe a little bit more basil. This is fresh. That's going to be so good. But, you know, you still want to put a little bit extra ingredients in, even though you're buying stuff that's canned. I have the pasta already measured out here and ready to go. Cheese. Grate it yourself. Use a Parmesan. Use a bag. This particular bag that I have here is an Italian style, finely chopped, low moisture, part skim, organic mozzarella, provolone, Romano, and a Parmesan. So this should be a really good mix. I'm looking forward to using that and trying that. So I'm going to put this one away for now because I'm going to use this. I think I'll just put it up here for now just to kind of give me a little bit more room to work. We're going to use beef. I have my beef thawed and all ready to go. We're also going to have garlic bread. I'm doing garlic bread out of a sourdough bread, and I'm using a spread, which is a garlic spread, and then we're going to toast it. Now, the pasta is what takes the longest, so I've started boiling the water already for that on the stove, and then I'll bring it out here and show you what's going on with that. I'm going to part cook the spinach so that it starts to get a little cooked. I'm not the biggest fan of raw spinach, but I like spinach a real lot. Let's throw this in the microwave and get it going here. I have a 700-watt microwave, so I'm going to do 3 minutes, see what it looks like. I'm going to cook it anyway. I have all these going, they're getting ready. I'm using a deep frying pan because I know I'm going to be putting my pasta and my beef in there. So it should be getting hot. I'm going to do a couple of turns of the pan. I should be able to see that smoking. This particular one here is getting warm. I have a little tip for you to boil water faster for your pasta. Put a little bit in your pan and get that going, and then fill your tea kettle and put this on the stove and get this boiling, and then dump that in your pasta pan. It'll boil faster. I'm going to need to cook 2 things at once. I'm going to cook them both for about 8 minutes. Why don't I go ahead and cut up the bread really fast? I have to do that anyway. And we can kind of cut up some of the other stuff that we need to do and kind of make room here. I'm going to make these fairly thick, just like that. Spoon. This stuff's really good. You just buy this in the grocery store. Just smear it on. You want it to soak in. You can also tear this and dip this in olive oil with Parmesan cheese and some black pepper. I'm going to show you that a little bit later. But to cook it, I'm going to do this garlic paste here. This is going to be deep fried garlic. Okay, there we go. Let's grab that spinach, see what it looks like, and I'll set these aside to be thrown in the toaster a little bit later. The spinach is nice and hot. So let's put that here to cool. This pan is getting hot. This stove that I use does not overheat things. It's hot, it's warm, but it doesn't overheat. It's real nice. So I think we can start to think about putting our meat in here. A little trick on your bag. Roll your bag like this so that you don't get things in the seam for sealing it. Now I'm going to pitch this one, but that's just kind of a good tip for you. Now this beef I bought is already broken out into chunks, and it just makes your life easier. So basically you just want to break everything out to separate the chunks. Now this is going to need to cook for 8 minutes. There we go, and don't forget to hit the start button. Forgot to do that one day. I'm wondering why I'm looking at it. It wasn't done. Yeah, that's one of my better moves. Now the noodles. I usually do like 1 handful per person. I went ahead and bagged this up like it's for 2 people. My whole menu here is for 2 people. So as you can see, that's enough for 2 people. Barb is in here tonight to be the floor manager, so I have to manage my own show and direct my own show, and I'm going to eat my own food. So she'll be here tomorrow for tomorrow's show and tomorrow's dinner. Let's go ahead and start to get some of these ingredients out here. Some salt. Basil. Inside the pasta, I'm going to use a garlic sea salt. This was a present from one of my sisters. And some black pepper. Just to be safe, a little more olive oil on top. I don't want to burn the meat. You never know really how much fat is in the meat until you get cooking it. I know everybody wants lean, but you have to have some fat in the meat. I know when I eat a steak, I want the part that's got the fat. Now for the garlic, let's just knock off the ends. Set the knife against my finger like that to do it. Feel the knife against my finger. Lots of times if I have a lot of garlic to do, I'll throw this into a Tupperware container and I shake it to take the paper off. Just like that. Here's my garlic container hiding way back over here. I'm looking forward to getting my big new and improved kitchen. That'll probably come middle to the end of the year. It's on back order right now. You see how this works? See how the paper came off? Isn't that great? Comes right off, just like that. Right in the wastebasket. Now the garlic. Garlic in your press. Cut that one. Ha ha. Now I have the chopper. I could do the chopper thing, and I have this fancy thing. This is really one of my favorite tools. I tell you, I could cut up a whole bulb of garlic in no time with this little rascal. This thing is great. A little messy, kind of a little bit of a work to clean it up. Like I've said before, because it has ridges in here for rigidity. You have to kind of scoop it out. I use my finger. I just rinse it to clean it when I'm all done. Throw this back in here again, just like that. There's a little magnet on here so it knows when it's closed, so you got to kind of line it up. You just order this online. All this stuff I order online. I love it. Spoon holder, isn't that cool? Made out of silicone. Hold your spoon, keep your stuff clean off the counter. You know how you can tell when meat is done? It gets quiet. I still see oil on the bottom of my pan, but I don't see a puddle of grease. So this is working perfectly. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. One little guy jumped out of the pan there. He don't want to be in the party anymore. He's out of the pool. You're not coming back. We are down to the last minute here. I have a couple of new tools I can use for scooping out the pasta. This is one here I'll give you a review on and see what this fancy perforated scoop looks like. Looks like it's in a child-proof bag. Look at that. That is really fancy. And then I have a spider. I bought a wok, and when you buy a wok, you have to have the tools for a wok. And so I bought this. Now this strainer looks more like window screen, so I'm going to be curious to see how well this is going to work with pasta. I think this is more made for pasta noodles. So let's go ahead and get this in. This thing is all quiet. Let's go ahead and get our spinach in here. There we go. Okay, everything is all done. Let's just go ahead and heat up the spaghetti sauce, basically, is all you're doing there. You know, the hot pan and the hot meat and the hot pasta noodles, all that combined together will cook your sauce for you. When you think about it, it's tomato sauce. Tastes the same to me whether it's been boiled or not, so I think I'm ready to do this. Let's try this fancy little thing here. This looks like this would be like the best size. Oh, look at that. Oh, I kind of like that. Here, let's switch and try the other one. This one here might be better for a bigger bowl, or if you're at the beach and you want to make sand castles. I think I'm going to use this one here. This is really, you know, for scooping out pot stickers and trying to think of the word, potchkis, kalachkis. That's my friend Gary. He'll know. He's my Polish friend, my Polish connection. Hello to Carolina watching. She's Polish. I could ask her. I actually have some noodles that I bought that are pretty cool. I want to show you these while that's cooking. I've purchased these several times and I've been using them. I made these last night. Now, let's see if you can see on camera. It's basically, it's a big noodle, and it's almost like what I was just talking about, like a pot sticker or something. Now, they come different ways. They come with cheese in them. The one I had yesterday had chicken in it. This particular bag here I'm going to use tomorrow with Barb. This one has prosciutto and cheese, so that's kind of cool. This one here has mushrooms in it, and it looks like it also has creamy cheese as well. So creamy cheese and mushrooms, and it's pasta. I think it was about 8 minutes without my glasses. But these are pretty good. These are just from the grocery store. You know, if you're going to buy pasta, why not buy something fancy? Maybe if you're trying to feed a whole family, you could buy a bag of these and a bag of the regular pasta. Mix it all together so that it goes further. You know, one of my tricks when my kids were all young, I used to go to the wholesale food distributor and I used to buy a bag of pasta. Honest to goodness, it was like this and it was about this thick, probably was $6 at the most. Wasn't that much money. It would last forever. Because, you know, when you got to feed a family of 4 or 5 people, you got to have a lot of food. When it's just me, you know, a bag like this is nothing, or Barb and I. So, let's see how these are looking. I'm going to let them go for a couple of minutes here. I think I can probably go ahead and turn the heat off now. And we'll just let it cruise. The meat was cooked already. So I think I'm going to go ahead and clean up just a little bit and then serve this up and show you what it looks like. Well, the bread is in the toaster and it's just finishing up. I'm going to make a really quick dinner salad to go along with this. I had these in the refrigerator, all set, ready to go. Didn't have to do a lot to these, just kind of cut up a few things. They were cleaned already from when I got my order. It's been a few days, so I kind of feel I need to kind of use this stuff up. Let's get those in the center. All of this fruit, as it ripens, it puts off a gas, and that's why you feel something on your fruit. So I like to rinse it, even though they were rinsed previously. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut these up into what we call matchsticks. Long ways just like that. I like cucumbers a real lot, tomatoes. I tend to use the things that I like a lot. Salad, just a simple tossed salad. Cucumbers, tomatoes, just like that. Here's some lemon juice. Always have to rinse the lid after you use it, just a splash. And just to show you a trick, if you think you put in too much, take a break now, go dump it out. You can always put more in if you want more. Here's some vinegar. Oil. Just like that. Looking really good here. I got my salad all ready. Here are some Italian seasoning. Black pepper, salt. This is my little dish I got from my sister. She's traveled through Italy, so she's kind of my Italian connection. And this is to dip your bread in, although it's perfectly toasted with that garlic, but I like this a real lot. And then I'm going to put some black pepper in here. And then we're going to use some of this grated Parmesan in here, not too much, but just enough, make it taste good. There we go. Here's our salad. That's looking delicious. Let's go ahead and serve this up. I'm just going to cut right through the center of my pan to get a big, healthy scoop with my using a wok tool. You know, once you do a wok, you really get to really like the tools. I like to use them for other things rather than just a wok. There we go, look at that, and let's get our cheese on here. And as you can tell, I hate cheese. Well, this is going to be delicious. I wish you were here to share it with me. I'd pour you a glass of red wine. That's what you want to have with this, and some Italian music. I play off YouTube, of course, because I'm a big YouTuber. So, thanks for watching. That's the show for the day. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.